down to the neighborhood where it feels like your childhood. Your friendly neighborhood guy gives it her all, bringing you the local haul. All kinds of comics, classic and new, Marvel, DC, and indies too. Readers and creators in unity. Welcome to our community.
Good morning, neighbors. Welcome to the first episode of your friendly neighborhood morning show, where every week we keep hope, give help, and share comics with all. It is a beautiful Sunday, or true, depending on where you are. And I'm so grateful to wake up with all of you. The live chat is wide awake. It's so great to see you all. I just can't believe this is the first episode of our show. I have this little thing where I want to call these episodes huddles, because we can all huddle up and have a good time. But who all's awake? If you haven't already checked in with the live chat and you're watching here on YouTube or Twitch, please feel free to do that so I can shout you out in just a minute or two. Because this is the first episode, I wanted to take a quick moment and introduce myself and what the show is about. So if you don't know, hi, I am your friendly neighborhood by Lauren, and it's been quite the journey getting here. As I've mentioned on social media, I've been working on this project for months, and I wanted to make sure I was doing it for the right reasons and that I was actually just doing it right. This show is designed so that it cannot work without the community. It doesn't work without the neighborhood. The show is for you. It's a very interactive show. We're going to play lots of games. We're going to have lots of discussions. We're going to interview creators together. Yes, I said together. And do so much more. As I've said, it's a living neighborhood. Each huddle, I hope to have at least one guest host and or creator on this show. So if you're someone that loves comics, community, and wants a guest host on here sometime, we can probably make it happen. Just let me know. Our show's Twitter is at Friendly NBD Show. So if you're not already following it, check it out. Make sure you follow it. If you want a guest host on the show, collab, anything like that, please send those requests there if you can. That way I can keep everything all in one place. Like I said, this isn't my show. It is your show. And when we come together each week, it becomes ours. So again, make sure you're following the Twitter if you haven't already. And let's just get into it. I have this amazing first neighbor coming on our show today, helping me guest host. He is one of my dearest friends, and he is the host of Tio Comic Book Club. And it's another amazing space dedicated to the comic book community. So please join me in saying hello to our neighbor and today's guest host, Steve Post. What's up, Steve?
Hey, hello, good morning, neighbor.
How are you, Steve?
Good. Wait, do you think my last name is just Post?
Yeah.
It's not.
What is your full name, Steve? We gotta get right, neighbor.
It's posthumous. See, that's why we're here.
Posthumous?
Yeah, see, that's why we're here,
Posthumous?
so that neighbors can learn more about each other, our
I'm
likes,
gonna
dislikes, and all that.
How do you spell posthumous? Is it HUMOUS?
US on the end, no
Just
O.
you. No O. No O. Okay. See, guys, this is why we are a neighborhood, so we can learn about our neighbors. I've known Steve forever, and don't ask. I don't know things. Steve Posthumous! Yay!
Yeah. Learning new things, day one.
Right? And we've done this together before. I'm so ashamed of myself. Well, thank you so much, Steve, for coming on. I wanted to just touch real quick specifically on that wonderful thing you do outside of this. Your TO Comic Book Club. Give us your 30-second elevator pitch. What is that? Why should people go join you there?
All right, elevator pitch, Lauren. I'm on right now. So, elevator pitch. You like comics, like reading comics. Maybe you don't like comics. Maybe you've never read a comic before. This is the place to go to just get into it. Basically, we take the standard book club format. You read a book a week. You come together. You talk about it. We do all of that. That happens every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. There's always a given book. Each week it might be a Marvel, it might be a DC, it might be an indie, or we also have poll voted books. So we'll have a poll on our Discord, and the highest voted book will be what we read for that week. And it's just that, like, we do the book discussions, and also when we're not doing them outside of the Tuesday nights, there's just whatever people want to chat about in terms of comics or comic related things, or it doesn't even have to be about comics. It could be any kind of nerd related thing that you just want to gush with other people about. We do that on our Discord in the text chats.
Nice. And I can guarantee you all it's a ton of fun. I'm not always able to make it every week. I've been there. I think I've only been there once, actually. I will fully admit that.
This was a Supergirl thing too, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So I need to get my butt there more. So if you all want to join Steve in yelling at me to get there, peer pressure does work usually. So
Yes. Yeah. This week we're reading Homesick Pilots.
I've actually read that one. I did reviews on it for the Wednesday poll. It's really, really good, y'all. 100% worth reading and checking out and talking about there. So since Steve is now here, guys, I wanted to get into our first regular segment because I know the live chat is popping and I don't want you guys to think we're ignoring you because it is time for our neighborhood check-in. It makes me so happy.
I love what is that? I love it.
It makes me so happy. Live chat, let us know how you're doing. I'm gonna go through and say hi to people. I know y'all have been so patient with our intro. Good to see you, Mr. I comment on comics, Mr. Chase. I hope it's okay to say your name. If it's not, please yell at me later and I won't say it again. Mr. Eric is here. Emmett was first. So Emmett, you are the first neighbor here today. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Chris is here and in all caps. That's the first, I feel like. Ian, you stayed up. You are the best. Thank you so much. Despite what Emmett says, you are also one of the best, Ian. Who else is here? Oh, my father is here. What's up, E-Man? Thank you for popping in and saying hi. What's up, JP? What's up, Joe? I think I got everybody. Oh, how could I forget Mr. Sly Steven? Steve, you and Sly Steven so well.
Sly Steven's great.
He is, guys. So by the way, if you all are in this chat and you don't know each other, feel free to say hi to each other. We're all neighbors here. That is the goal. We are a community. This isn't just about me talking at you guys or you guys talking at me or Steve or whoever's here. Feel free to talk to each other. I hope everybody is doing well. I know the world is kind of a mess right now, but hopefully we can all have a nice little safe haven and distraction here. So with that said, let's just go into what we need. We need some positive vibes, right? You need some positivity, Steve?
I do, actually. Absolutely, I do.
All right, we're gonna give some people some positive. Oh, go ahead.
Your intro transitions are so goddamn adorable.
Thank you. That was the entire goal. Well, this is a neighborhood. It's your friendly neighborhood morning show. It needs to be cliche and cute and just give you all these weird, sappy feelings that you're like, ew, what are those? That's exactly what I want.
I'm feeling things right now. What are you doing?
That means it is working, hopefully. Good. For those of you that did not just see it, this is Appreciation Station. So rather than talk about everything we've read in a week and talk about stuff that, we may not even like or something that upset us, which is valid, absolutely. And there's a place to talk about those things. I wanted to have a place where we just talk about what we really appreciate, what we loved. That could be current books that came out this week. It can be you read an old trade from decades ago this week that you loved. It can be a Kickstarter you backed. Anything comic related that you appreciate, we want to chat about today. So if you're in the chat, let us know anything you appreciate this week, comic wise, anything like that. If you have to, feel free to mention the Batman because we will be talking about Batman later today. So you can talk about the movie too. And Steve, what did you do this week? What did you like? What did you read? What did you enjoy?
Well, Lauren, I think you know me, and if people have ever met me, they know my Marvel bullshit. I've got X-Men, Spider-Man. Okay, so uh, appreciation. First, top appreciation. Holy shit, Moon Knight #9. Jed
Yeah.
McKay has been killing it on Moon Knight, and I kind of implore, because of the show coming out and all that stuff, Moon Knight's going to get a lot of traction. If you've never read a Moon Knight before, this is a great jumping on point. But if you don't want to get into anything current, go back, because there's the Jeff Lemire run was fucking great, and there was also the it started with Warren Ellis, and then it moved from Warren Ellis to other people. But Warren Ellis's run on Moon Knight, that whole thing, I think it was 2012, around that time. Read that
Probably,
one
I haven't
too.
read it.
If you want a really good Moon Knight kick, read those two. And then if you want more, then you could check out other stuff, like maybe the Bendis run, maybe like Vengeance of the Moon Knight. But if you want to get right into it and you don't know anything about Moon Knight and you just want a quick, easy read, Jed McKay's Moon Knight run is so fucking fun. This latest issue, Lauren, you read it, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
do read this run, and it's phenomenal. Never read Moon Knight before this run. It's an easy jumping on point. It's so good, so well written. The art before this recent issue actually in particular blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, this is some of the best stuff I've seen all year already.
Yeah, like Moon Knight's a character that really plays well with that, like the darks and lights, the contrasts. Like a lot of it is just black and white, and then you've got hints of like the colors coming out of nowhere. And this book kind of takes it up a notch by using like these neon colors for like backgrounds and stuff like that. It more so focuses on these like secondary colors, like the oranges, the purples, and whatnot, or the lighting and the shadowing. It's so cool. Check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anything else you wanted to point out?
Yeah, I do want to do like an honorable mention. I've talked about this before. Porcelain by Maria Levitt. This issue came out back in December, but for some reason it was left off my pull, or it wasn't pulled or whatever, and like I didn't realize that it was finished. So like I've read the 4 issues, and then since like the end of December, I'm like, it's been a while since that book came out. I wonder if it was delayed or something. I go online and I find out, oh no, it came out in December, and I just like missed it. So I ended up going to my shop yesterday for the comics. And luckily enough, one of the people just happened to be begging it at that exact same time that I was like looking for it. So it was just like a nice happenstance. So check out Porcelain by Maria Levitt. Very different feeling from what you're reading in terms of Western comics. It has this like European feel to it. And much like Moon Knight, it really uses the blacks and whites to kind of differentiate from the colors. It's so weird to say, but if you give an image or just a look at one of the pages or panels, it's like this European feel to it. I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know you've talked about that before, and I've seen other people tweeting about it, and yeah, it's definitely just from, I haven't read it yet, but screenshots I've seen is definitely unique. So yeah, I would love to get a chance to check that out. Add it to my list. Add to my long list in neighborhood. Anything else you wanted to shout out that you really loved this week?
No, just those two I wanted to show my appreciation for.
Nice. We've got Chase here, Icon Comics, saying he hasn't finished, but Ex Machina, the Christmas holiday horror, has been real fun. Backed on Kickstarter. I actually backed it as well. I got my digital copy. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited because the artists, I love their work. They do really goofy art, but it's also, they always use very pastel colors and stuff. It's a very specific art style. Chris says he appreciated the Batman and Saga. Yep, I appreciate Saga too. If you guys watch Gathering with the Geeks, if you don't, you should. But some of us have gone together to do a little Saga book club, so we can all read it, whether you've read before or not. So if you want to join us, just hit up Chris and Emma on Gathering of the Geeks, and we can get you in there. But I agree. That was really awesome. Joe agrees.
Yeah.
I wanted to show. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of Chris, he was on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, and he was like, I'm starting getting into the Saga thing, and it ended up being like he mentioned he had read issue 55, or he had looked at it or something, and my head about exploded because, like, for those that don't know, Saga is not a book that you can get in at 55 and be like, I totally understand and know what's going on. You got to read from Saga number 1. Everything is linear with that story, and like all of it matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Well, and it's so much, I wouldn't want to just start anywhere. Like, it's not like a sitcom TV show where it's just like start somewhere and just go back whenever you feel like it. Like, no. Ian, we will get you in. But that means you have to play nice with Emmett. So I will leave you two to discuss that. Be kind neighbors to each other, okay? This is the friendly neighborhood morning show, not the unfriendly. Um, oh, here you
Oh my
go,
God,
Chris.
Chris.
I read number 55.
That's not how. See, this is Marvel and DC have brainwashed people to be accepting of, like, we're like 122 issues in. I think that's a great jumping on point. No, number one.
No. Number 1. So a couple things I appreciate this week. Let me pull it up on the screen here. There are 2 Kickstarters in particular that I want to highlight because they are just so awesome. This one is called Magic Powder. This is issue 2. Issue 1 you can get digitally or physically, however you'd like. I am not a high fantasy person. I was telling Steve this earlier. I don't care for it. This is a modern fantasy book, and I really liked this one. I reviewed the first one on a Wednesday poll, so if you want to check it, you can. But the art's really cool, and what can I say? I have a thing for blue people. I have a thing for the blue guys. You can see my wall behind me, so like, I have a heart for that. So, Magic Powder just started this week. It has 28 days to go. If you haven't checked it out yet, please at least give a check out. Even if you can't back it for whatever reason, budget wise or whatever, give them a shout out because that helps a lot. So very excited about that one. It's basically like fantasy drug lord stuff. So if you're into both those things put together, you're gonna have a great time with that one. And let's see, there's one other Kickstarter I wanted to show. And this one is called Anchor, and it is a lesbian time travel comic. I am bi, I am gay, I'm a useless bi, so it has to be discussed here. The writer, Madeline, she sent me a review copy to read and check out. Oh my God, y'all. It is actually so well done. I don't say that like it wouldn't be well done, but it just surprised me how much I was invested in it because, you put romance and time travel together, it becomes like the time traveler's wife movie, and you're like, oh, who cares? This is so good. It will pull your heartstrings. It's so well thought out. It's well drawn. Basically, you have one woman, the main character, she keeps blipping through time basically unwillingly. So she'll get to one place and see, her lover at a different period of time and then blip away to another time. It's very interesting, very weird. But
So
it's so well done.
is that then like the time traveler's wife, but gay?
Yes, that's exactly it, Steve. That is why it is automatically better. Anyways, I think it's actually one of Madeline's first comics, maybe her first, I'm not sure. But it's a really great comic. The cover itself is gorgeous. The art is really cool. It's got these horror vibes while still being a, romance and sci-fi. Definitely check it out if you have not already. I also wrote an article about that on the Wednesday poll if you need more convincing and it's not enough.
Just looking at the art, it kind of reminded me of Ryan Ottley, who did a lot of the Invincible comics.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that one is 100% worth checking out. What's up, Lex? Speaking of the Wednesday poll list, one half of the guy who runs it all, Mr. Lex, is here. What's up, Sylvia? It's good to see you. The other thing I want to talk about is a comic that I heard nonstop about, and I was getting kind of annoyed hearing about, but then I read it, and I was like, crap, this is actually worth talking about. Noctera was really, really good this week. Really, really, really good. Very horror-esque, dystopian world took to a different level in a different way. the villain of the story, or I should say one of the villains, Blacktop Bill. He is probably one of the coolest characters I've seen in a while as a villain. So if you aren't reading this already, whatever you think about Scott Snyder, otherwise, you should definitely check out Noctera. It's one of the best indie comics going right now.
I see Ian in the chat. He mentioned Nice House on the Lake. That is out this week. I ended up not even reading it. I think the break killed a lot of momentum for me. So I might wait until like the last 6 or 7 or whatever it is. I might just wait until those are completed and just read them all on a trade, because I have no idea what even happened in the first 6 now.
Yeah, and that will kill a comic, is just those breaks, which is unfortunate, because you're like, this is such a good story. It's not the creative team's fault. Like, literally, it's just timing matters at times, and this is one of those times. Yeah, Chase, the Blacktop Bill special, it was. I think I read that because of you? Somebody yelled at me to read that, and I read it. I think it might have been you, Chase. That special is really, really cool. If you like seeing villains that you see the origin for the story and there's technically reasoning for it, but they're still actually evil. Like, you're not all of a sudden like, oh wow, they didn't mean to be bad. This is so cool. I really would actually like to see more into Blacktop Bill. So I hope we get that soon. But yeah, I haven't read Nice House on the Lake since issue 1. So sorry guys.
Really?
Like,
it's a really great story. Like, I highly recommend it. It's just right now you had such great momentum and it's completely deflated.
Yeah. And at that point, if they're going to do that, they should just release it in trade form or something, so you don't lose the entire story. Because that's the only issue, is you're losing the whole story at that point. But if you have the whole story, it's fine.
The thing with that is they also, because of the gap, they ended up actually releasing the first 6 as a volume 1 trade, and then they're going to be releasing the last 6 as like a volume 2. But in my head, it's like, you can't read that story in terms of like volumes like that. Like, you have to, a story like that, you have to read all 12 issues as a trade. You have to have it as like a compendium. You have to have it together, because it just doesn't work if you have such a big break. Like, it's not a series or anything like that. It's a complete story, I hope, by the end of it, right?
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. But that said, I think we should move into talking about some silly things that happen in these stories we love, and complete or otherwise stories. I think we should go into our game today. I'm very excited for this. I had a ton of fun making this game. If you guys have not seen it on social media or read the description of the video yet, we're going to play a game today called Kiss or Punch. So this is not something we do, but what we're going to do is we are going to see a comic panel. One at a time, we'll see one comic panel. And based on this comic panel, we are going to try to guess whether or not the next panel following that one ends in a kiss or a punch. Simple enough, right? You're going to guess if somebody's getting punched or if somebody's getting kissed.
Yeah.
I've selected panels from random comics everywhere. Some you might know, some you might not know. But those of you in the live chat, please feel free to play along, see if you get it right. And I already know the answers if I remember them, because I made this, but it's been a while, so maybe I'll forget. But Steve doesn't. So let's all keep track of our neighbor Steve's points here together. You got it, Steve? Do you know what we're doing?
I either say it ends in a kiss or a punch. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yes. Okay. Hey, I'm just making sure. It might go over some people's heads. You know, I thought the graphics would help and everything, but all right, let's do it. First image. Madeline, I'm serious. I've been wrestling all day with this all day, trying to explain away my doubts and fears, telling myself I'm being a fool, but it's no good. I can't. I have to know. Are you the reincarnation of Jean Grey? Are you Phoenix?
I like it. You make my boy Scott sound so god dang serious. You gave him like a Batman voice. What was that?
I don't know how to do a Scott Summers voice.
Oh, okay. I've got a question. I know it's self-explanatory for a kiss and punch. Are we counting a slap as a punch? What in the realm of punch Like, are we
Yeah,
counting
any
physical
type of
contact as
violence,
punch?
we say punch. But
Okay.
these pictures, yes. So if it's a slap, it can be considered a punch. Yes.
Well, I mean, she's holding him at like arm's length, keeping some room for Jesus in there. So I don't know.
Do these people? You guys don't read X-Men comics, do
I'm
you?
thinking it's a
So
slap. I'm thinking it's a slap coming up.
so this is Scott Summers talking to Madeline Pryor, who is a clone of Jean Grey, and
But
he's asking her, "Are you this other girl?"
at the time, they didn't know, or she didn't know that she was a clone.
Yeah, which is probably even worse.
Yeah, he's got a type. Leave him alone. What? People can't have types? I'm saying
True, it's true.
I'm saying it's an open hand slap.
All right, so we've got mostly kiss, and we've got both from JP, I think, in the chat, and we've got Steve saying it's gonna
I'm
be
going against the
violence.
grain here. I'm going for slap.
It is violence.
Yes. I mean, that's a straight up
Absolute
punch.
violence.
What
I
is
told
that?
you.
That is
She
some physical
suffered
abuse.
him.
What kind of relationship ends in punching? Scott, you got to get out of that relationship, bud. It is not working. What the fuck?
She did not like being called Jean Grey. She was not having it. She was like, "I am not your ex-wife. What is this?"
This is some double standard. Hank Pym does an accidental backhand, and he gets
You got a point.
ruined and canceled for the rest of his life. Madeline Pryor straight up fucking knocks him loose. He loses a tooth essentially, and like nothing.
Yep. All right. So, live chat 0. Come on, live chat. You gotta beat Steve, and Steve is at 1. All
I
right.
think I know the game.
Let's keep it moving. Just like Scott needs to move away from that relationship.
Yeah, my boy deserves better.
All right. We've got Kate Bishop. Oh yeah. Well, I don't hang out with him. He hangs out with me.
After this is either a kiss or a punch.
Mhm.
Is she kissing herself? Okay. Basing off of my knowledge of Kate, I don't think I've ever seen her kiss anybody. From everything that I've read with her, she's pretty removed from like the relationship section of things. So I'm gonna say she's punching someone. She's kicking ass.
You're saying punch? All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Live chat. We've got JP saying punch. Erase the bubble where she said kisses. I didn't erase any bubble. She spoke with her hands. I don't know what to tell you. I think they just forget to write that in. All right. So this one ends in her punching him and calling him a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Kate kiss anybody. I could be wrong on that.
Well, and honestly, I was kind of surprised because, like, one issue I have with this Hawkeye run that this is from, I know a lot of people love it, and that's very well revered, and it should be in general, absolutely. I don't like how much Clint, like, hits on Kate in this. It bothers the hell out of me how much he does that. He's very flirty and, like, sexual with her, so I was kind of surprised that it didn't go further, but I'm glad it didn't, because that would have been weird to me.
Yeah.
Ian, you just want some kissing, don't you?
He just likes love. He wants
loves
more
love,
Loves love.
as you should. Well, maybe we'll get lucky with this next one. We've had 2 punches.
It could just be all punch.
Danny! Oh, God! Danny! You're alive! You're all right! He's running towards Iron Fist. Is she going to be happy to see him? Or is she going to be like, you jerk?
I don't know. Based off that classic kind of, Stanley narration, returned once more to its rightful master. Actually, so I was reading this as like Spider-Man and his amazing friends over there. I was reading it as like they were gonna punch him, but now I'm wondering if Danny's gonna punch them. I'm going Danny's punching someone. Danny's doing that Iron Falcon punch he's got.
Okay, so JP says Falcon Punch. You're saying she's punching somebody. Chris says it's a kiss, but violence would be great. Chris just chooses violence.
Like I'm thinking it'll be a kiss, but then also part of me is like, I could see it as like he's taken over. He's become like evil or something. Like I'm thinking that way. So I'm gonna go with punch. I'm gonna go with another punch.
Nope, it is a kiss. Iron Fist and Misty Knight. They were happy to see each other.
I didn't know
Lots of punch would be great.
I didn't know they were ever together.
Apparently they were. I don't know much about it, but apparently they were.
Lauren,
Apparently
at this
we're going to
point,
do research.
Lauren, at this point, can we just assume that Marvel and DC Comics are like soap operas, and every character has fucked one another, and they all share the same STIs?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they're the big two for a reason. It makes sense they would share the big two STIs. So
They
you were right, JP. You are absolutely right.
punch
right.
the crap out of those lips.
Here we go, guys. I'm ready to read Superman. Perhaps if I reason with her, calm her. Wonder Woman, listen to me. In the name of the Justice Society, you can't. What's the next panel gonna be? Is it gonna be a kiss or a punch, guys?
He's getting bitch slapped. He's getting bitch slapped so hard. he's just getting walloped.
This is so fun for me because you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, live chat. I can't even wait for you on this one because he is absolutely getting not only punched. Where's the picture?
Where's
my picture?
Did Wonder Woman
no.
bitch slap him so hard it removed the panel from existence?
Oh my god, hold on. Well, it showed up once I stopped sharing. Let me pull it back up. You guys, this is such an iconic panel. Apparently, StreamYard cannot handle it, but we're going to try it. There we go.
Hold on a minute. Wait a second. Hold on a minute. The rules did not state that using an object counted as a punch. I'm calling shenanigans.
Look,
shenanigans.
It's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman does what she wants. Are you going to argue against that?
That ain't no punch. That's a foreign object.
It's a thoom, apparently, according to the sound.
A thoom. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I would only have guessed it being a kiss if it was like New 52 Superman.
Right. Yeah, and we don't talk about that time. We don't talk about those two as a relationship. That's weird. I mean, if you like it though,
I think
wonderful. It's not my thing though.
It was different. It wasn't Superman and Lois. I love Superman and Lois. I watch it every week. I think they're the greatest couple in terms of DC stuff. I like how they're portrayed. If you haven't watched the show, go watch Superman and Lois. It'll reinvent the way that you think comics should be done on TV. It's fucking great. That being said, I'm totally for Superman with Wonder Woman. Totally made sense. Both of those, I think it worked.
And see, that's why this neighborhood works, because we can disagree and still be neighbors and still debate. Let's go to the next one. Are you all right? Are you injured? You're a Valkyrie, a real shield maiden. What's a shield maiden?
What is
a gatherer of fallen warriors.
Look at those tits. What is this? Austin Powers? Like, did she have like guns hidden there? What the fuck is going on there?
I want it noted, I was not the first one to bring up boobs, so this is quite a feat, guys. Steve beat me to it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with them. They are, as they would say in my high school English class in the book Their Eyes Were Watching God, they were pugnacious breasts. Don't like
the costume designer's just like, oh yeah, we need holders for both of these, just separate holders, like fucking machine guns. Like, what is not talking art.
You're right, JP. You're right. But that said, I'm here for it. You know, good for her. If she wants to just have her tits rocking out like that.
I'm saying kiss. Also, I'm saying kiss because there has yet to have been any lesbian love in any of these panels yet. Knowing Lauren, this is a kiss.
I feel attacked in this Chili's today. It's okay.
I knew
you're
it.
right. So
I knew
the
it.
attack is allowed. Yep. Everybody was right this time. Wait, how many points do you have, Steve? I lost track. Anybody keeping track of Steve's points?
I think I only lost one so far.
Okay.
And it was when it was a punch that I thought it was a kiss. Those are some domes, right? Like, you have guns hidden underneath there. Those things are landmines. What is going on?
You know, they're landmines I will happily die on. That's acceptable. Anyways, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. It's still morning. Oh, I love this one. I'm here because the United States government wants me here. And that is not a situation which invites debate. Kiss or punch, everybody. I would love to hear it.
This is just like that meme where it's like, now kiss. Now kiss.
Right.
They're not gonna kiss, but like now kiss. It's a punch coming up for sure. But
a punch? Yeah. Okay. Do you know who both these characters are?
I'm assuming that's Hawkeye and that's Captain America.
The costume's too dark for Captain America. It's a black costume.
Didn't he had a dark costume when he went by Nomad, didn't he?
That's true. That is true.
It's either I'm saying it's either Captain America, which I could be wrong on, or it's I don't know, Bullseye? Who knows? I'm saying
Bullseye.
I feel like the other one's Clint though. I feel like that's
the other one's 100% Clint.
Yeah, so I'm saying punch. It's not a blonde, it's not someone that he works with. Definitely a punch.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, it's US Agent, I'm pretty sure. So you'll see the next panel. Yep. And it's a backhand. He backhanded him.
Yeah. Oh, Wasp was there too. See. Wait, why is she saying? Oh, she says Hawk. I've misread that as like Hank. I'm like, Hank. Hank's not there.
Hank, take me away from here. No, I'm kidding. She wouldn't say that. Hopefully. God, with the right writer, she wouldn't say it. But yep. Eric, Ian got it right. I know Chase, Chris. I wanted it to kiss too. I really did. It would have made my day, to be honest. I was really hoping. But not quite there yet. We've only got a couple more left. This one is going to be hilarious. So Iron Man goes, just drop it. Both of you. She-Hulk goes, no way. This little creep's been riding me ever since we met. And Hawkeye goes, what? You're going to beat me up? I faced worse than you, sister. I don't know why he's saying that. And She-Hulk goes, yeah, I just bet you have. So what do you think? Kiss or punch?
All right. Little side from this. If you're not looking at the new She-Hulk Jen Bartel series that's going on, those covers are amazing.
Gorgeous.
Just look them up. She-Hulk, Jen Bartel. Look at their covers. I want those covers on my wall somewhere. They're so great. I'm loving the love that She-Hulk is getting. That being said, she ain't showing no love here. She's punching.
You think she's punching? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I
AP
think so.
says kiss.
I think so.
Ian says kiss. Okay. What else? Eric is saying kiss. Man, everybody is saying kiss is happening. Wait, is this what you all want to happen if a woman lifts you up? You want them to lift you up and kiss you? I mean, I don't blame you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, please. And then as Lauren has said previously before, step on me.
Oh, bless you. I should make a t-shirt that says that. Step on me.
Why
is She-Hulk dressed like a genie? That's a good question. I don't know, Chris. I need to we need to examine this whole issue.
It was the 80s. A lot of cocaine was being done. Just let them let them have their genies.
All right. Well, guys, it was a kiss.
Okay, that's too wrong for me.
I would have thought she would have punched him too, but no, all of a sudden she's like, I'm just going to kiss him. So she goes, so when was the last time you faced this wise guy? Now, don't we have a meeting to attend to? I'll clean up the trash later.
You know, I should have just went with everybody's fucking everybody. Of course, it's a kiss. I should have just went with that.
Absolutely wild. Well, it goes back to the trope too, that was even so popular in the early 2000s, where women, to be a badass woman, it was like, let me use my sexuality against you. Oh my God. Like, yeah. It's that same thing. I guess he does, JP. I mean, don't act like you're not the same. Like, I'm totally joking here, but like, don't act like you went thud to the ground if she kissed you like that. I mean, I would.
I imagine she just like drops him, and he's so out of it from the kiss that he just can't even keep his balance.
I mean, well, and also imagine how hard she kisses. Like, even without trying. She's not even trying, but like, she's so strong just naturally. Like, what are you going to do? She doesn't know her own power. Oh, well. Oh, heck, yes, I would. Thank you, JP. We appreciate the honesty. It was the genie costume. That's going to make you thud to the floor, I guess. All right. So this is, I will tell you who this character is. This is Supergirl. This is Supergirl. And you see somebody, it could be Poison Ivy. You can't completely tell in this panel. And that person is saying, hey, princess. So what do you think?
I mean, Poison Ivy. I think it's Poison Ivy. It's got the ivy vines and the green and the fingernails, the pink or the rose. I'm thinking it's Poison Ivy, and I'm thinking Poison Ivy's coming with that big bi energy. So
I love it. That's valid.
I'm thinking Lauren. I'm thinking it's supposed to be a punch. Maybe Lauren's doing some metagaming here. I'm thinking it's a kiss.
Oh, I altered the panel.
No, I'm thinking like you maybe want me to choose punch, but really it's a kiss. I'm going kiss.
Okay. Yeah, Ian says kiss if it's Ivy, but is it Ivy? That's the question.
Chris is saying punch. That's great.
I'm gonna keep voting violence until I'm right. I feel like this is a WWE match. Chris is just in the audience going, "Hit him! Ladder! Chair!"
I just want those. I just want the great stories. I just want like an emotional payoff.
Well, it was.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
And if anybody knows, this is even more hilarious to me because this is the first time in comics that Supergirl kissed another woman. So it makes me very happy.
Looking at her surprised eyes, I feel like she didn't know it was coming.
Oh, no, she definitely did it. She was like so young still here, which is also kind of problematic, to be fair. But yeah, like she was still so young. So she's like all innocent, like, what's happening? It's like she's Poison Ivy, honey. Like,
wait, hold on. Does that mean Poison Ivy can then control her with their like lip stuff, or is that only from the movies?
It depends on the continuity.
Like
I think that's only a movies thing. I've never seen that.
I feel like that should be a thing then. If it's not,
yeah,
she like warps people's minds with her pheromone kisses.
Probably. We've got one more panel, and then
we're
going to go and talk about the first appearance of Batman. Yes, we're going to go into it today, Batman stands. Of course, if I have Supergirl, I have to have Nightcrawler as well. It's kind of blurry here, so I'm going to read it. Oh, yeah? What are you? And he's thinking, think faster. I'm a boggy. What's a boggy?
What is a boggy?
What? Those of you, if you don't listen to the pod, there's a podcast I do called Simply Amazing with my co-host Lisa. We actually talk about the series this is from. We're actually doing a read through of it, so you can check it out to find more about what a boggy is on that pod when we read it. But yeah, I don't know, like, which way would this go? Like a kiss, a punch? Like,
I'm going with Chris. I'm going with violence. I'm going with the punch. Yeah.
I read this recently. Violence.
I'm going with violence too.
Yup. Pow! That's what kind of punch is that? It's like this. I've never seen that.
It's like an overhand thing.
Yeah, it's so weird. But yeah, he's like, a boggy, get me out of this madhouse. So, for those of you who don't know, this is from Nightcrawler's first ever limited series from 1985, written and drawn by Dave Cockrum, who was the creator of Nightcrawler. It's a really silly and fun series. So if you like silliness and you also want to see how funny he is when Kurt thinks with his dick and just falls over pretty women all the time, it's right there in that series. And you guys were right. Yes, punch. I like the emoji. That's a nice touch, Chase.
The lips for
like
kiss
that.
and then the emoji fist for punch.
Yep. I like it. So that is kiss or punch. Hopefully, you guys had fun with that one. Hopefully, it brought a little chaos to this lovely Sunday morning to start. We're going to go into our next segment. Those of you probably know, unless you know, maybe you just live under a rock. A movie called The Batman came out this week. Something crazy that.
Like comic Batman? They're doing a movie on that guy? But he's like so not popular with anybody. Like he's such a C-lister. Like he's just a douchebag, and he just like buys shit and then like beats up mentally. Like really?
That's what I said about Iron Man, and they have made a movie off him, and it made millions, billions. I just
these
don't
corporations, Lauren, they're just making movies off whatever comic property they can get their hands on.
Yes, they really are. So the Batman came out, guys. And for this segment, I want to call it Astonishing Appearance. really
intense.
big. Yes,
What?
intense,
That was
dramatic,
big, epic
climactic.
energy.
Yes, that is
I was not
exactly what we
expecting that.
need. Yeah, so before you came on, Steve, I was going to show you all these little videos I made, and then I just decided maybe it'll be fun to surprise you too.
Yeah, that was great. I was not prepared for that.
I especially felt like, if we're going to talk about the Batman, even though he's a C-lister, as you say, he's the Dark Knight. He deserves some big dramatic lead-in. But let's look at his first appearance. Those of you in the live chat, let me know if you've read his first appearance as Detective Comics. Is it 27 or 37? I put 27, but I thought you said 37 earlier when we were talking, Steve.
I could be wrong. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it's
I don't know
27.
much about these C-list characters, Lauren. I can't, waste my time on them.
Yeah, we just can't. But you're here wasting your time with us in the neighborhood, Steve, because
This isn't
that's
a
what
waste.
good neighbors do.
This isn't a waste.
C-lister, what? Oh, now you're pulling Chris again, Steve.
Why? Like, yeah, I mean, now they're just making
Sweet,
movies.
Eric, I got right. All right. Well, let's look at his first appearance because, as we all know, I think, on social media, there's so much discourse about Batman, even without a new movie out. Everybody's like, Batman's like this. Batman should be like this. This is who Batman is. This isn't who he is. But let's look at what he actually originally was the first time he appeared. So in 1937, came out with DC Comics 27. This is the first panel we see Batman in the book. Bruce Wayne does not count. I refuse to count him. If you notice, Steve actually pointed this out to me earlier. Batman is hyphenated. We don't hyphenate that.
They so interestingly enough, I was telling you before the show started, one of the only other superheroes that actually has the hyphen is Spider-Man. Some people don't realize that, some people do. And the main reason that Spider-Man had the hyphen was that Stan Lee wanted it to differentiate between Superman because they're so close when you look at them. S, ending in man, ending in man. So they ended up giving Spider-Man that hyphen to be able to distinctly differentiate from the competition. This is weird, though, that Batman had a hyphen in the original panel. I don't know why. Like, the Batman just seems so weird to hyphen like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why either, other than maybe they thought it would make him just stand out, even if it wasn't competition purposes. It's like, oh, but we want him to be a titular character.
Yeah.
And Eric, yeah, thank you for the correction. It was 1939 the comic came out, not 1937. So don't listen to what I put there because that's wrong. What's up, Deviant? Thank you for joining. Even though it's late, we're happy to have you. Late is on time here, that's for sure. They make those a first appearance Batman figure? You're going to have to send me a picture of that, Chase. Like, because I kind of want one. I love his style here. Like, I love the little, like, how his cowl goes over his head and the ears. I think it's fantastic.
You like the horns? The, like, side horns?
Yeah! I think that's great!
And I think that's another thing, right? I think Batman's been through so many iterations. At a certain point, like, everyone has their own Batman of what they see as the character, whether it's like Frank Miller's Batman or like Scott Snyder's or Tom King's or whatever, right? Every time a writer gets their hands on them, they end up showing their iteration of the character. So it's really interesting to see what people kind of go towards, especially when you have like, Adam West Batman, which was like Batman for a while. Like, that was everyone's take on Batman.
Yeah.
The side horns I always see as like Batman is just like campy Batman, like very, very like silver.
We need to go further into this because he is not campy here. That's my favorite part. He has a campy look, but he is not.
Does he kill a guy in this? Is this the one where he killed the guy?
Steve, we have to keep reading. Don't jump the gun. We have to get there. But look at this. He just like swipes people up and just smacks them around. So it's so funny because nowadays his fighting style is way more like articulate and careful and learned. It's martial arts and stuff like that. Here, he's just smacking the guy around like he's in the middle of a wrestling ring. Like, get out of here.
I didn't realize the chat's talking about the purple gloves. I didn't realize that. I thought that was like his skin. Like, he just wasn't wearing any gloves. And he's just like straight up bare knuckling people.
He's missing his guns. Chris, who are you trying to make mad today? So yeah, he just smacks people around, which again I found interesting because he's martial arts and he trained forever and blah blah blah. Here he was just like he was basically a mobster beating people up left
Yeah.
and right. And look, even further here, he's getting ready to try to suplex this guy. Like he's still doing his wrestling. He looks like he's halfway to throwing this guy into the tombstone.
Yeah. I mean, I love
Wait,
it.
he had guns, Chris? Did he really?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Early on, Batman didn't have a thing against guns. That came later on.
Right, yeah. That's wild. Yes, thank you, Chase. I definitely want to see that figure. Um he was so just broody here. Like it says the Batman, still hyphenated, swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from Stephen Crane's safe. And he just look, you can see his side horns, as you call them, even more. He just looks so like dead.
Yeah.
Like there's no emotion other than dead.
It's weird though because on the cover, isn't it on the cover Batman isn't hyphenated?
Yeah, I think you're right. I
When
can
you had that
let me
cover,
see if
when
I
you
can
had
go
that
back.
cover image, it wasn't actually like hyphenated.
Yeah, it's not. You're right. It just says the Batman.
So I don't know. I can't say anything because Marvel fucked up with Spider-Man's name, calling him Peter Palmer in like one of the productions of Peter Parker. So
I bet he is when he's. Anyways, I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it is interesting. They can't get a balance. Like I don't know. Lately, I've been seeing a lot more errors just in like comic issues and covers in general. That I'm like, they don't have enough editors. Like, what is happening? I'm glad I can influence somebody
Broody
positively. You're so welcome. He is our broody boy. He is in the Batman, which I have not seen yet, so no spoilers, please. But I am positive he will be Zoe Kravitz's broody boy, 100%. I believe it. My favorite part is coming up because look at him smiling like a creep here.
look at that! Look at that Batmobile.
And a red Batmobile? Doesn't he know he's gonna get pulled over by the cops? Like,
Yeah, but
they pulled
Lauren,
the red.
he's rich and he's white. I think he's okay.
Like, if you think about it, you could argue this was the first Batmobile. How sad is that? Like, who wants to buy a hot toy of that?
I think that's great. And he's just reading papers while he's driving. He doesn't give a fuck.
He is. Yeah, he's just reading and blah blah blah, and it literally says he reads a paper he snatched from the killers and a grim smile. Why would he be smiling at all? Who a grim smile? That's not normal.
So is this supposed to be still nighttime? Is that supposed to be the moon or is that the sun? Because that looks to me like it's daytime and he's just in his Batman costume driving around reading papers.
I think that's what's happening. Yeah, because it looks like a sun to me. Like it's yellow on the page. But as you said, yes, Steve.
Oh
in
yeah,
his
he was
first
straight up murdering.
In his first appearance, Batman kills. So I don't want to hear any more Does Batman kill or not discourse. Maybe he does in this version, that's fine. But he originated by being a killer.
This actually isn't the first time. There's another panel I've seen from early Batman where a crook's on like his balcony and Batman lets him fall too. So it's not like a one-off.
Yeah.
Like he's done this multiple times.
Well, and it's so funny because the way he kills this person, so the guy behind him goes, he's falling right into the acid tank. And then Batman goes, a fitting ending for his kind. And I'm like, so he made the Joker? Like, what if you took that and the guy he kicked in there became the Joker? Because that's the Joker's origin. Like, what?
Yeah, Batman he's a sadist, let's be honest.
He hung someone from the Batwing and
yeah. Batman he's a dick. Let's be honest. He was straight up just a dick.
He was written that way. Absolutely. He was not the sad boy rich guy that you're like, oh my God, but I can fix him. He was the, wow, you're kind of a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
So, I just thought that was hilarious when I read his first appearance because I was like, so this entire discourse everybody's having is literally pointless.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to like everyone
Clearly.
has their own iteration of who
Oh,
Batman is.
absolutely. And like yeah, I think that's one of the cool things that's interesting with Batman in particular as a character is that yeah, like he wasn't the version people love was nothing like his original. Whereas
Yeah,
even Superman, yes, Superman was different back in the day, but so many of his qualities from his original appearance are still the same today in terms of what he believes in, his moral compass. Batman's been completely different as a character. So when people argue like that, you're not writing him in character. Which one? There's so many
yeah.
different Bruces and Batmans. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I thought that was really interesting. And yes, Batman is unfortunately a jerk. I love him, but he's kind of a jerk. So, I think the OG look slapped. I think we should get the OG look back. I think they should make a flashback series where I see this Batman more often. Those of you that have read the first appearance, or even if you haven't and you just saw the panel here, what do you think about his first appearance? Especially depending on which Batman you like. Really interested to hear what version of Batman is the best to you. Steve, what do you think? Final thoughts on his first appearance?
All right, final thoughts. It's an iteration of Batman. I'm okay with it. What I would love, however, is like a crossover of like this Batman somehow going through a time portal or some kind of dimensional portal thing and meeting like current DC Comics Batman, and them
Mm,
just like having current Batman look at who he used to be or this other iteration of the character because Crisis and all that. Who the fuck knows? I'm assuming this is a different universe. But I
probably.
would love just the interaction of like these two Batman because they're clearly different. One is more violent and just violent but campy in a way, and the other is like modern Batman. So I would love to see what Bruce's take on would be for this guy. If you would like classify him as like just as unhinged as some of the villains that he puts into Arkham, like would
Mhm.
they have to go against each other? Would current Batman have to like try to capture this Batman and put him away somewhere? I think that would be really interesting. And at the end of the day, every character starts somewhere. So I'm not surprised that
Yeah.
Batman, is doing all of these things.
Well, and it was from the 30s, so you do have the whole like excuse of, oh, well, that was just the time.
Yeah,
Um, But I don't know, at the same time, like, I don't necessarily think this version of the Batman is wrong either. Like you said, there's so many interpretations of him. It's hard to have one
yeah,
and say this can't be him on any level. It's just kind of like another universe. Like this version of Batman reminds me of how we see his father and Flashpoint become Batman. It just reminds me of that. And that's the valid Batman, whether you like him or not. So like I don't think it's that far off. So, um, which one did Denny O'Neil do? Because I
uh,
don't I'm not familiar with that name. So Eric, let me know what which one he did, like which version you're talking about. Because he didn't write like year one and stuff, and I always hear Frank Miller's year one and all that is the most iconic. What's up, DC Patrol? And Mr. Griffin's here. Thank you for joining us. 1970s Batman. Would you say that's the one everybody's familiar with, the 70s Batman?
I mean, I think because of like the Adam West depiction, all that stuff with like Silver Age, he's got the different costumes and he's got all of these different gadgets, and Robin comes in and all that stuff. I mean, I think it's one that everyone kind of knows about. But again, at this point, I don't think that even that version of Batman is like the Batman now, because like you see so many
Yeah.
movies. Christopher Nolan's Batman was kind of like a dark, grim Batman, a tortured soul becoming a superhero. I'm assuming Matt Reeves's version of Batman is very much the same. Like what you mentioned, I think Frank Miller's depiction of Batman, it's a little too edgy, but I think that
Yeah.
grim dark edge has washed away a bit or been sanded off, but you still keep some of that kind of I am vengeance. And I think Batman now is that kind of dark, stern character who does have this moral compass, and he's just goes about ways differently than like Superman. I think a lot of the iterations have been molded together, and certain things have been sanded off
Yeah.
and polished to kind of give what I would say the depiction of Batman is now. You've got the no killing rule, you've got the no guns, you've got
Mhm.
all of that stuff has just been over the years an accumulation, and now it's like when someone thinks of Batman, they think of that. I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I really liked what you said about like, I don't know. I don't think there's one creator or one story that has defined our Batman today. It's like you said, so
It's a
many different creators, interpretations, and so many different versions from comics, from TV, from film. They're all getting smushed together. So there's so many people to credit for who the Batman is today. And I think, that's why, yeah, nobody should waste their time worshiping one creator. Like, you can love a creator's work. Absolutely. Please do. You can have a favorite. But all these creators that did Batman, whether you liked their version or not, contributed to how Batman is today. So on some level, you have to kind of appreciate it. You have to be thankful for it.
and even the name, like we talked about here, you've got the hyphen, but then there's also the. Is he the Batman or is he Batman?
Batman.
Right? There's so many depictions of the Batman or Batman. It's so weird to think about this superhero and this character who has so many different iterations comparing to like other characters. You look at Spider-Man, you look at Superman, you look at Wonder Woman, you look at like so many of these other Marvel and DC characters. Most of them at their core have stayed. Everyone's interpretation of that character is generally the same. Superman hasn't really changed all that much. Spider-Man hasn't really changed all that much. When you talk about it with like a general audience, everyone's kind of has that same idea of this, interpretation on those characters. It feels like Batman is the outlier of all of that because it's like there's so many iterations. Everyone's got one of their favorites.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing though with this character is you can have a favorite and just say that's mine, and it's like awesome, cool. I may have a different one, but like we all get a Batman. You get Batman. You get Batman. Everyone gets the Batman.
Yeah, except I get heat for my Batman.
Which Batman do you like?
Tom King's.
Oh yeah, that's why you get heat. Yeah.
I love that version of Batman. I'm sorry, he's got a heart. He's got a soul.
To be fair, he's Tom King's running the Batman Catwoman run, and people are liking that. I don't think you get complete heck for liking his version, but saying you like that original run that you're talking about, yeah, people are gonna give you some toughies for that. But again, you're allowed to have a favorite. Who cares? I did not know he created Ross, so now I really need to look this dude up more because Ross Al Ghul is my favorite Batman villain. He is my favorite, and I actually have his first appearance. It's a little beat up copy, but I do have it, which is really cool.
Is he shirtless?
I haven't.
Is that the one where he's like shirtless and he's fighting Batman who's shirtless but wearing the cowl on like the mountain or whatever?
See, here's the thing. I haven't read it because it's already in bad enough condition. I'm scared to open it, so I only know the cover. Like I can tell you the cover.
Lauren, you got to read your books. Your books are made for reading.
I need to read it digitally. I'm scared of ripping it. It's his first appearance. He's so cool. I have actually, I would go get it, but I'd have to move away. I have the giant hardback that came out last year of like the Demons trilogy, Eric. I have it. The second it came out, my comic shop had a sale, and Dan at the store, he said, Lauren, I knew you wanted this. It's right here. I said, yes. But anyways, that was Batman's first appearance, our astonishing appearances. I hope everybody is going to see the Batman if they would like to. Hope you're enjoying it. I will not be seeing it till next week, unfortunately. So, I will be able to talk spoilers with people after that.
Like next week, are you talking like this upcoming week that is happening, or the following week?
Yeah, like next Sunday. Like I will be seeing it after the next episode of the show. So not even before.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you got a pal here that says they like some parts of Tom King's run. There you go. Okay.
I'm not alone.
What's up, Grabs? Thanks for popping in. So as I said, that was, Batman's first appearance, our astonishing appearances, and it is a little past an hour of our runtime. So we're going to wrap it up and we're going to do our last segment.
You went right into that.
I hope Chris and Emma were watching that because I totally pulled a Ted Lasso and did the believe and the yellow sign at the end. I was very proud of myself for that. But anyways, guys, this last segment, we just huddle up. We talk about what we're looking forward to this week. Hopefully we all have some good books to look forward to. If you're seeing the Batman, you can tell us that. If you're watching something else, anything nerdy you're looking forward to this week. We just want to end on the good vibes of what is to come. Steve, anything you're looking forward to this week in particular?
Um, I, I don't want to say Batman because I'm not as hyped as everyone else is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not like that hyped for it. I don't know what I'm looking forward to this week. Maybe the discussion for Homesick Pilots because I've never read it, but I've heard really good things about it. I think that's probably it. That comes off the top of my head. Is just another book to discuss with people.
Yeah. Yeah, Emma, I know. So if you guys don't know Emma is the Lemire stan. So if Lemire's putting out a book, Emma will be reading it. Little Monsters. I think I read an early copy of it. I need to reread it, but it was good. I remember it was good. I just don't remember the details of it. Strange Academy. Joe is always reading that. I will read that at some point, Joe.
Ooh,
And you've
I
got
did almost pick up the new Strange, the with Clea as I almost picked it up. I think I'm going to wait on that. But the idea, again, I love the idea of like these characters, these legacy positions being filled by new characters, and Clea just seems so cool.
Yeah. I've seen her covers, and I don't know her well enough, so I haven't gotten into it because I have too much in my pull. But I agree, it looks really cool. If you guys are a fan of Homesick Pilots, you should join Steve in the TO Comic Book Club at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. I'll put the Discord link in the description if it's not already there of the video. But y'all should definitely go talk about it. Even if you've already read it, I'm sure he'd love to hear your guys' insights because you're already, fans of the story. So go for it. Check it out, please. He does such a good job running it. He is a better host than I am. Let me put it that way. If you think I'm a good host, Steve does a much better job. Some stuff I'm looking forward to this week. Kill Lock. It's an IDW series. It is coming back, which is really cool because it was originally only like a 5 or 6 issue limited series. It's an indie comic. Kill Lock is so good. I'm gonna try to put up a picture real quick so you guys can see it. But if you haven't read it, it's basically like Transformers, but they're all adults and cussed, and it's a dystopian world. It's phenomenal.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you should 100% check out the Kill Lock if you have not already. And then you've got, this one is coming out this week, the Arson Wraith. I will be doing a review on this for the GWW, so you'll get more thoughts on it then, and maybe even next week if it's one of my favorite books. But yeah, it is so good. Have you seen this one before, Steve?
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I love big.
So good.
Hold on, are there kaijus? Like, are there big ass monsters in this?
It's mostly. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've read it. I'm gonna say yes. It's robots and monsters and all of that. Yes.
Okay, because I'm a sucker for like big metal things hitting big ass monsters. I'm a sucker for that. Like the first Pacific Rim. We don't talk about the second one, but that first Pacific Rim is like one of my top probably 10 favorite movies of all time, just based on the fact that big beefy metal things are hitting shit.
Yep. And I've got Griffin here saying Radiant Red. I actually kind of stopped reading the Radiant Black universe stories, not because they're bad, but just because it's a whole universe. And I already have an X-Men universe, so I have to find room to fit in the Radiant Black universe because it looked so good. And when I was reading it, it was phenomenal. So definitely let me know how that is, guys, because that one, that whole world is really cool. Another thing I want to mention, it was supposed to come out this past week, but it got delayed due to printing issues. Trial of the Amazons #1. It is the first Wonder Woman event of its kind with all the Wonder Woman and the Amazonians and everything. I've already read a review for it. They'll be up probably tomorrow or Tuesday on the GWW. This event slaps, and I am not an events person, but this event frickin' slaps. So y'all should definitely check this one out.
How many? Do you know how many issues are in it? Because it's a crossover series, right? Like I'm assuming this would be the alpha, and then a bunch of crossover issues, and then
so there's 2 of the main issues, and then like one issue. I think it's only one issue from every series is going to be crossover. So that would be and they cancel Yara Flor, so it won't be her. So it'll be Wonder Woman Evolution or Wonder Woman. It'll be Nubia, and I think there's at least one more. So it's not like 12 books, thank God. So it's an event you can definitely handle reading if you would like. But
Yeah, this
yeah,
one intrigues me
it's so
too.
good.
I like from that first like cover image when they announced Trial of the Amazons, I was kind of hooked, and I didn't realize it was pretty much out now.
Yeah. Again, it was supposed to be out, but it got delayed, so it'll be out. Um, it'll be out this coming week. And then two more quick things. I'm sorry, guys. I just have so many comments I can talk about. King of Spies. This book I was not interested in before because I was like, oh, this looks like another like dude, bro, kind of whatever. It is so good, y'all. Like I was so wrong. It is so well done. The art is amazing. The action is great. It's about this guy who basically in the first issue he's a badass spy that sleeps all with women and does whatever he wants and doesn't care. And then eventually realizes as he gets older, well, shit, like I'm making money and doing whatever. But one, I'm an asshole. And two, like I'm working for terrible garbage people. He realizes he's terminally ill, I believe. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to use the time I have left to take down all these fuckers that employed me before. Really cool story. Really fun. It's only got an issue or two left. So I'm really excited. To see where it goes. So if you guys have read this, let me know in the chat because I'd love to hear if other people like it or if you guys have issues with it because not everything is for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one is a ton of fun. And then the last thing I had to say it: X-Men Legends 12. Claremont's coming back to write an Excalibur story, and I have to read it. I'm very excited, guys. Very excited. So I know I am one of the biggest X fans here, and so is Steve, and I know Chris is. Those of you that aren't, it's totally okay. This is just a flashback story that's supposed to take place before Excalibur officially formed back in the 90s. So we get to see some more old school Kurt and Kate Pride. So I'm really excited. Are you picking this one up, Steve?
No.
No?
But
why not? What are you doing?
Okay, so the old Claremont X-Men stuff, I feel like so I've read some of Claremont's newer stuff. Like I read his Nightcrawler solo that happened in like 2010 or whatever it was, 2012 or something like that. And as good as Claremont was, I'm not sure he's so good now.
Yeah.
So it's not as appealing to me. That being said, I agree with you. Everyone likes their own stuff. You can like your X-Men or not. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but you're wrong because the X-Men is amazing. So just start reading X-Men.
It's okay. That's why maybe we'll have to make an X-Men book club for the neighborhood.
Emmett did bring up something. So X-Men 92, it was announced, but what they're also doing in X-Men 92 is they're doing a house, what is it, like a Krakoa version of
It's 90s X-Men, but they're on Krakoa. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like what happened if the Krakoan age came way earlier, which is weird to think about. So cool.
Yeah, I'm very interested to say the least where that's gonna go. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up. That's why I probably look distracted. I can't anyways, I'll find it later. But
the idea,
yeah, it's really cool.
Most of the X-Men I just remember is like Wolverine being like, "Morph! We gotta get Morph!" And it's like, dude, fuck it. Revive them. Who cares? If they're in Krakoa, just revive them. No one cares. Unless like it'd be interesting to kind of see the dynamics of what the Krakoan age currently is right now and seeing how that would interact with the the 92 X-Men cast, because they don't really have the Five, they don't really have like all of these things that you expect from a Krakoan era of X-Men. So I'm wondering, are they picking and choosing things from this Krakoan era that they're going to use? Are there going to be like depictions of newer characters like the Five that are going to be rendered in the X-Men animated style? It's like, what all are they gonna pick and choose from what's happening now?
Yeah, and I mean, I think they have to. They can't do everything exactly the same as it is now. Otherwise, again, you do that in the current run. You wouldn't go back to the 90s and do this twist. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do. I hope they do some good universe building like, Hickman did so much with the current state, So I just hope it's a good time. If there's anything that we didn't touch on, guys, that you're looking forward to next week, let us know. We'll touch on it in just a second. But that's it, guys. That's the show today. We huddled up. That is what we're looking forward to. I'm hoping everybody's staying safe and having a good time. Steve, plug yourself away. Where can people find you and all the crazy stuff you do?
You can find me on Twitter. It's right there at Stovepost. And you can also find, TO Comic Book Club. You see there at TO Comic Book Club. We are on Discord. We are open to everybody. We've had a bunch of people ask like, oh, if I'm not in Toronto, can I also join? Absolutely. Yeah, we are worldwide. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you want to talk comics, come talk comics. You want to join in on a discussion, join in on a discussion. We're open to everybody, just like this, neighborhood show that Lauren's doing here. We're just about good vibes and talking about comics.
So good old Canadians.
Good old Canadian, mentality. We're just open to everybody.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Steve. Yes, be sure to check out TO Comic Book Club, especially. It's a wonderful place to chat and be there. You can find me on Twitter at friendly NBHD. Bye, of course. Please follow the show's Twitter if you have not already at friendly MBD show. There's no H there. So please follow that. No, I couldn't. Twitter said no H. No H. No hotness, apparently.
Twitter? What the fuck, Twitter? What are you doing? Get your head out of your ass, Twitter.
It's okay, Steve. At least we have a Twitter. It's okay.
I want to thank you so much, Lauren, for letting me be on this premiere episode.
Goodness. No, thank you for coming, Steve. I was just thankful to have you on as the first guest host, the inaugural guest host, our first neighbor. Yay, first neighbor, Steve.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while, but it felt oddly reminiscent.
Crazy. Maybe that was on another Earth or something. I don't know. But yeah, so guys, again, follow the Twitter, please. If you want to come on the show at some point, hit me up on the show's Twitter. We'll make it happen. I want more nerds up here. If you want guest hosts or you just want to be here to play games or something, hit me up. I want to announce for next week, we will be having 2 other guest hosts on. That's right. Not 1, but 2 wonderful guest hosts. And the reason for that is because I wanted to have on, I want to have 2 people on that, that fit what this is for our theme sharing, I guess. Sorry guys, I'm trying to pull up the thumbnail. I thought I had it ready and I did not. So it's fine.
People won't understand the woes of hosting a live show, Lauren.
They don't understand how hard it actually is.
This train is moving, and whether we like it or not, sometimes these tracks are breaking and falling off, and you gotta still pick up the train and you gotta do
You're
stuff.
telling me, oh my gosh,
right?
Oh, man. Well, and I want to show you guys the thumbnail first because you guys are actually actively watching today. That is my goal. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. This is, funny enough, on that other Earth where Steve and I did things, this was Steve's job, was to get the pictures ready. And he's the best at it, guys. I am not. But basically, where can I put it? This is so annoying. Okay, I'm just going to say it, and you'll have to go on the Twitter and see the photo. So the 2 people coming on are Mr. Chris Evans and Vinny. They are the world's finest. If you guys don't know them, for the Vigilante 1939 podcast, they cover Superman and Lois, which Steve mentioned. He likes that show as well. They talk about that show. They talk about one half of the world's finest, Mr. Superman. And next week, our theme is going to be talking about the world's finest, because the world's finest issue is coming up soon in comics, the #1 with Dan Mora's art and everything. So they will be coming on next Sunday to chat with us, play some games, have a great time, and we will even be making our own world's finest out of Marvel and DC characters, and you guys will be a part of it in the live chat. So if you want to do that with all of us, love to have you back. Please join us. It's not going to be as fun if we don't have the live chat yelling at us about our poor choices.
Yeah, I would say again, you talked about what am I looking forward to this week? Superman and Lois. Check it out. It's so good.
Yep. I have different feelings, but I will not say them because I want to keep it positive. But
right.
Yes, Tyler Hoechlin in particular and Bitsy, they play Superman and Lois. I love those actors so much. They do such an amazing job. So anyways, with that said, thank you again, C, for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being our neighbors. And we will be back next Sunday at 10 a.m. with Mr. Chris Evans. Yes, the real Chris Evans and Mr. Zeddy.